Hey guys, what's going on? Today's project, we're going to be replacing a range hood vent on this RV. The brand name on this vent is Ventline. Very common vent cover or range hood vent for multiple RVs. You see there, Ventline. The problem with this one is it's developed a crack pretty much right down the center and on the bottom. And here's a brand new replacement part by Ventline. The Ventline part number on this, if you're after it, is V211155. Not many tools required to tackle this job. Number 2 Phillips head screwdriver. I'd recommend a plastic scraping tool. So this is a plastic razor blade, so we can scrape off the old caulking without scratching up the RV. Some non-sag caulking to seal the new one to make sure there's no water penetration, and perhaps some alcohol to clean off some of the old caulking or the new caulking after it's laid down to tidy up any mess. First thing we need to do is remove these 10 screws. Okay, with all the screws out, now we need to scrape the caulking off the edges here so we can pry the vent away from the RV. I wouldn't be surprised if it breaks, given that it's got a split right down the middle. Okay, I've got the caulking off from around the edges. Now I grabbed one more tool. It's a plastic pry tool. So I'm just going to see if I can get in behind here and just start to pry the vent away. It's starting to come out. Okay, that wasn't too difficult at all, so should just pull straight away from the RV. There we go. You can see the fan for the range hood there. So now I'm going to just take that plastic razor blade again and clean all this up, followed by some alcohol to make sure we've got everything off, and then we'll reinstall the new one. I've cleaned all the big stuff off the perimeter here. I'm going to grab some alcohol now and try to clean it up. It looks like they use both caulking and some plumber's putty to make the seal on this. Okay, I've got this sufficiently clean to install the new piece, so let's jump down to the bench and prep the new piece. Okay, I've taken the new vent. I've filled all my screw holes with plumber's putty. You can't see it, and then I put a bead of caulking around. There's an open channel. I'll show you the old one there. In this open channel in the old one, I filled that full of caulking all around the perimeter. Then I'm going to install the vent, and then I'll re-caulk it from the outside after it's installed. What I'm using is Dicor 551 LSB. Up on the ladder, and we'll get this installed. Okay, I've put it in place. I have a couple of screws just holding it in the right position, so I'll pop all these 10 screws in. Okay, I've got all these 10 screws in and tightened down. It's starting to rain on me a little bit, so I'm going to grab the caulking gun and I'm going to run a bead of caulking around the perimeter of the vent. All right, I've ran a bead of caulking around the entire perimeter of the vent. That should keep the water out, and this completes this video on installation of this Ventline range hood vent. Appreciate you watching. Cheers.